We start the show tonight with an out-of-this-world story, quite literally. It is the story of India's rise as a space power. The countdown has started for the Chandrayaan-3 landing. It will be a huge milestone in India's space journey, one which has seen a series of success stories. As India gears up to create history, we tell you what this means for India's space sector. Also on the show for you tonight, we get to the story of UK's baby killer and why the story has sent ripples around the world. Is fidgeting good for you? We tell you what a new study says. The hunt for the water monster is going to start days from now. We tell you what the story is all about. We also make you meet the sleep influencers who seem to be profiting from something as basic as sleep. We tell you what this is all about. When Yuri Gagarin made a single orbit around the Earth aboard Vostok 1, the Soviet Union burst into celebration. It was rejoicing, winning the Cold War space race, sending the first man to space and presenting itself as a country more advanced than its rival, the United States of America. That was 1961. It is 2023, and going to space is no longer just about sending out a message. You see, it's also about the net result, about harnessing space power and transforming lives. And in just 2 days from now, India will be doing exactly that. Chandrayaan-3 will be soft landing near the moon's south side. No country has been able to achieve this feat. In fact, many have tried, most recently Russia. The Lunar 25 spacecraft was Russia's first moon mission in almost 50 years. It was supposed to land on the moon's south pole, but Lunar 25 spun out of control. Soon, Roscosmos, Russia's state space corporation, lost touch with Lunar 25 and the lander crashed into the moon. This happened over the weekend. This weekend, right after India's Chandrayaan-3 entered its last phase, a very crucial one. Chandrayaan-3's lander module has now been lowered into an orbit closer to the moon. The mission has clicked pictures of the moon's far side, and scientists are studying the images to zero in on a safe landing spot. The lander module has also established contact with Chandrayaan-2's orbiter. All that's now left is for India to make history and become the first country to land a rover on the moon's dark side. And this will be more than just a success story or a story of national pride. Chandrayaan-3, you see, will be a story of technology-led transformation. It will basically propel India's growth by boosting the country's space economy. Let me just read out some statistics for you. India's space economy is expected to be worth $13 billion by 2025. An Arthur D. Little report says India's space economy has the potential to touch $100 billion by 2040. India's current share in the global space economy, as of now, stands at 2%. The government targets a 9% by the year 2030. Chandrayaan-3 will be the vehicle that helps India reach this target. It will become the face of India's space economy, one that is not only reliable, but also a force for good. Let me just ask you a question. What comes to your mind when I say space economy? You see, space, while an out-of-the-world concept, affects life on Earth like few others. Gravitas is being broadcast live to you courtesy direct broadcast satellites, or DBS. If you are watching us online, chances are you are using satellite broadband. Google Maps, satellites again. Satellites, you see, can help reduce poverty by forecasting natural disasters, and as you may have rightly guessed, it can also save lives. Satellites can help monitor air quality, water quality, seismic surveying, infra mapping, urban planning, climate change monitoring, animal tracking. All of that comes under space economy. The umbrella term encompasses satellite manufacturing, satellite services like navigation, satellite television, radio, and then you have satellite launches. Also ground equipment like VSATs, network operation centers, etc. Space economy also factoring in a country's space budget. Now this is a sector India is betting big on. ISRO, or the Indian Space Research Organization, has made history by successfully launching the world's most cost-effective missions. Like we have told you time and again, India's Mars mission, Mangalyaan, moon missions, Chandrayaan-2 and Chandrayaan-3 all cost less than Hollywood space movie Interstellar. This is more than an FYI in a world where service providers, consumers, and governments are all looking for optimum utilization of currency, which is also one of the reasons why several foreign players launch their satellites through ISRO. It has launched 239 foreign satellites of 28 countries as of April 2023. There is cost, but also reliability. Chandrayaan-3 will be a testimony for India's space talent and the country's appetite for taking calculated risks and doing what no country or global power has been able to. And this feat will attract global startups to make in India, manufacture in India, help incubate space tech companies in India. In the year 2021, the US had over 5,500 space tech companies. The UK, 615, Canada, 480, Germany, 402, and India, 368. Chandrayaan-3 will not only encourage more global players to work in the Indian space sector, but also at the same time encourage more local players to ride the wave. You see, this is the picture of the future. The space is the future. Video meetings and Zoom calls have replaced in-person meetings, and you need satellites for glitch-free network connectivity. We all want prompt delivery of our online orders. You need satellite communications help in tracking movement of goods. Satellites are needed to provide remote education. Satellites are needed for rescue operations, be it your wildfires or multiple migrant boat tragedies. No wonder then space is what all countries are looking at. The Indian government had launched INSPAC, or Indian National Space Promotion and Authorization Center, basically to oversee activities in the space sector. And this includes the building of launch vehicles, satellites, providing space-based services, also sharing test results, setting up incubation centers. And India is also working on a human space flight program, Gaganyaan. It is collaborating with the US on the Artemis mission. And at the same time, India's new space policy also encourages ISRO to quote-unquote undertake on-in-situ resource utilization and celestial prospecting. In short, there is will, there is talent, and a stellar record. India's space sector is a force that's unstoppable. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.